Welcome to a demonstration on how you can use a slicer in Excel to analyze your data. The primary purpose of a slicer is to enable you to slice and dice the data that you have, for lack of better term, so that you can actually have different views of the same data in a table, right? And so in some cases, you can actually use a slicer together with a pivot table function, and then that way you can actually have more dynamic analysis of data. So just a quick walk through how you can actually do that. Now the first thing you have to do is to make sure that you are within your data. The reason why I'm saying that is that, for example, if my pointer is here, which is actually outside the table itself, and then I go to insert and I click on slicer, you see here it's not able to find the data, right? So you cancel here, you have to make sure that your pointer is somewhere inside the table itself. Now when you go to slicer, you can see that it shows you the tables, right, or the column headings there. Then now you can actually choose which specific fields you want to use to slice and dice the data. For example, we can say, okay, we want to slice it with location. Looks like about a good idea. Job status, and let's see, pay grade or pay type. I think pay type will be about right. Okay, so once you've done that, when you go ahead and say okay, you see that here we've got our three slices, so in form of screens, right? And then you can actually rearrange them some way you can actually have easy access to them. So now, when you're here now, you can actually begin to visualize how you want to, or rather imagine how you want to visualize the data. So for example, here we can say, right now by default, you can see that everything is actually selected. So all locations are selected, or job status, all different types are selected. And of course, the pay type is actually selected. Now, you could say, let's say, for example, I wanted to go to Austin. So you click on Austin. Now, the data that's actually listed here is for Austin with all different types of job status and all different types of pay types. So then maybe you may say, okay, at Austin, I really want to see only consultants. Right, so if you click on that, there are only two consultants in Austin, and here you can already see that they are all salaried, right? There's no one who is actually hourly. So if I click on hourly, you can see here nothing shows up. But if I click on salary, then we have those two. Okay, so then you can actually begin to think of, imagine other ways of actually looking at this data. What about full-time? So if you click on full-time, then you can actually see all these actually full-time. You can even validate that by actually looking at the job status down here. That's all FT, FT, FT. Then, of course, if they are full-time, do we have any hourly who are full-time? Yes, we do. We've salaried, more salaried are actually full-time, right? And then maybe let's take a look at part-time. Right, part-time on salary, there are only two. What about on hourly? There are a couple more, four of them. And so then you can see how you're actually slicing and dicing the data. And then maybe you can come back here and say, okay, I want to change the location. I want to go to Nashville. So you click on that, part-time, hourly, only have two. What about full-time? Then if your list gets a little bit longer, what about salaried? Okay, only one who is full-time and salaried, right? So most of the employees in Nashville are actually hourly, so which means they're actually on wages, right? What about part-time? Do we have any part-time? They only have two consultants. No, we don't. Okay, so then of course you can actually look at other locations. Like, okay, I click on New Orleans. It's saying here that under salaried, we only have one consultant who is actually salaried based in. Wow, that's interesting. But what about if I click on full-time? Yes, we do have a couple of those, and they're all salaried. any, no hourly, full-time, right? So you can imagine how much you're actually able to do just using this particular method. Now, you can actually remove the filters, right? If you don't want the filters anymore, you can actually remove them like that. Now, when you remove the filters, you can see that everything is now selected as well. Then, of course, when you're actually done with this, you don't want to do any slicing and dicing anymore. You click on each one of them so that it's actually selected and delete. You use the delete key on your keyboard. And before you know it, you've actually removed this slicer. So yet another strong function that's actually available in Excel that you can actually use to slice and dice the data. I hope you found this, this function useful. And again, please like the video, share the video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. That's all I have for you. Thank you so much, and bye for now.